Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John and Jenna with Flippin' Ain't Easy, and I apologize for the delay. Of course, you guys know we're always kind of scrambling around here. Business seems to end about 2:55, and we get 5 minutes to get ready, and sometimes we just don't get ready in time. So hopefully you guys have had a good week. Sales have been pretty solid for us here, beginning part of July. And I just want to keep the ball rolling, keep churning product. And maybe you guys had a chance to. I put out a video this morning talking about our buyers, and I think maybe most of our buyers aren't as bad as we think. So when you get a chance after we're done here, go on and check it out. But this particular live stream, want to cover what's coming here on the 9th. So the 9th being Sunday. We have the new rates and service called ground advantage. Now, for the most part, I can tell you as far as rates are concerned, and the biggest surprise for me with this is that most things are going to be a little cheaper. Like, you're going to have some priority rates that are going to be a little cheaper with this update. Your first class package rates are going to be the same. Really, the only difference is they're combining three services. They're combining first class. They're combining the where did it go here? I had it just in front of me. I think it's I don't have it. I think it's parcel select, parcel ground cubic, and one other service, and it just escapes me. I just don't have it here in my notes. But they're combining all of these into one service called Ground Advantage. And, the only thing that you guys have to worry about is you need to get your policies changed. Now, good thing is USPS, they're giving us 30 days to get these changes in place. Okay. And if you wait beyond that, who knows what'll happen. They say something about penalties and all that stuff. Look, I don't know, but I'm going to get mine changed over quickly. But it's not that big of a deal. Now, there's a couple ways that you can do this. Now, for those of you who have business policies set up for your individual shipping policies, just go into your business policies and change it over. It's currently in there from first class to ground advantage. Okay. It's as simple as that. And you save it. You do that for each one of your policies that currently have first class set. Okay. Even on your free shipping, if free shipping is first class. Now, one thing I think is a good idea, you could do standard shipping instead of ground advantage, and that kind of leaves it open to how you want to ship it. Maybe you have it set for free shipping. And in doing so, you can, do the same, have the same changes effectively. So that's one thing I would suggest to do. Now, if you don't have business policies set up, or another way you can do this is go to your listings on, all your listings on eBay under Seller Hub. And when you're there, you go in and you'll sort your listings by your shipping method. Okay, that's kind of the best way to do it, because some of us have priority mail shipping. Some of us have, calculated shipping rates all mixed in. So the best way is to go in and just sort it by shipping cost. And then it'll sort it out by the various costs. So if you have free, chances are it's going to be a listing that will be first class. Go in and select all the listings that would be first class, and go in and do a bulk edit. Simple as that. Bulk edit, change the shipping policy. But again, I think there's room for error when you go that way, because again, if you have a mix, let's say I have free shipping for packages that are priority mail. I have free shipping on another business policy, shipping policy that is for first class packages. Well, if I sort it that way, I'm going to have it all mixed up. So bulk edit isn't the best way, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think is the best and easiest way is just to edit your shipping policies in your business policy if you can, because I was working on it before we started. I think it took me 5 minutes and for our secondary account to get that changed over. So Real easy stuff, guys. Now, of course, it's going to be about a 2 to 5 business day turnaround as far as the shipping time, okay, with the Ground Advantage. Every shipment is a $100 insured package, okay, which is good because currently, if you go on and pay for first class, like with Pirate Ship or whatever, it does not include any kind of insurance. So that's always good to have. Now, it's going to be thrown in, it's up to 70 pounds, guys. So you're going to have larger items with your first class packages. So you really need to be mindful that you're going to have to package these items a little bit better than before, because you could have your small package on the bottom of a pile and it arrives kind of thrashed. So you don't want any of that either. So we'll take your comments and questions on that here in the chat. And if you're not with us today, of course, comment down below. One other kind of soft deadline I wanted to discuss, and it's something I'm going to put a video out as we get closer. But 2 weeks from today, guys, 2 weeks from today, the 21st, if you're using UPS and there has not been a resolution to the labor dispute contract possible strike scenario, if there has not been a solution, it's a very, very good idea to stop shipping UPS by that date, because the last thing you want is to have your packages shipped en route, stuck somewhere when they go on strike. Your packages are now undeliverable, and you don't want. And someone from UPS, a UPS driver, kind of put that in the chat of the video I put out this week, talking about that. And I think that's a good point to make, because it would literally suck if speaking of that, FedEx is here. I'm surprised they're here this early, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. But it would suck to have your packages stuck in route, and then your buyer opens an item not received case, even though you know it's en route. You know, this thing goes on for 15, 20 days, or who knows, and then you got to give a refund with a chance that it will be delivered at some point down the road. So don't use UPS after the 21st. Now, the reason why I thought the FedEx driver wasn't going to be here is because yesterday he told me he came at 4 o'clock, an hour from now, pretty much. And he said that, it's getting worse. More stuff is being thrown on his route, and more people are making the change right now in anticipation of a strike from UPS to FedEx. And he said it could be delays on your route. Now, one thing that FedEx did come out and say, and they put a little blurb on their site, that they are going, and I mentioned this in the video, they're going to be focusing on their existing customer base. So if you use UPS and last minute decide to go to FedEx, you're not going to get a whole lot of service. I'm just telling you that right now. You might be able to get a couple packages through, but they're going to be looking at your daily average to determine how many packages they're going to be able to accept from you. And if you have a history of shipping with FedEx, they're going to be able to determine your daily average and be able to kind of give you a number to work with. So it's very, very important to, I know some of you won't use FedEx. If you asked my former self 2 years ago what I'm going to do, I would be like, no, I ain't using FedEx. I'll walk it there if I have to. But my attitude has changed a little bit since then, in that, I've conformed to what they need me to do to make it work, and stop using some of my shipping practices that I still use with USPS. And it works. I don't have these extra fees. As long as you play by these companies' rules, like eBay, FedEx is no different. If you play by their rules and do exactly like they expect you to do, so that their lives are easier, your packages aren't getting stuck in their machines, then you're not going to find these extra fees at the end of the day. So just a little advice there, but that's my 5 to 10 minute diatribe, guys. Hopefully I gave you some information to work with, but please post your comments and questions in the chat. That's what helps drive the show. And we'll see if we have a pretty good show here today. Now, this question is not for Jen and I. This is for you guys. Sandra came in here a little early and said, that we can ignore this, but this is for you, asking if any of you buy on Whatnot. She's having issues with no support, tried to leave messages with no help. And then Whatnot has a credit card and address, allows her to change, or actually to chat in the streams, but it won't let her bid. And then she wants to know, did she miss a step when she set everything up? So if you have an answer to that, and some of you guys have already gone in and tried to answer that, Archie says if you go to the main menu, there's a tab that says verified buyer. Do those steps and you should be good to go. So hopefully that works itself out for you. Dre Works says, glad I can catch the live again, working out of my reselling storage area as I type. Awesome. Well, hopefully your area, your work area isn't 110 degrees, even with an AC unit on. I'm sure without that AC unit, it'd be like 125 because you're in a confined area in the garage.
And depending on where you live,
yeah,
tap on, the humidity on that.
Mm-hmm. And
thankfully, we don't have that here.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'd keep some of those dehumidifiers that we were selling.
Yeah.
We don't have many more of those left, I think. I think those things go pretty fast. Marco Carpio says, hey, John and Jenny and the rest of the FAA peeps. Hope everyone had an awesome weekend. Slow sales this week. And, that kind of gets me into there's a debate out there. There's a debate out there about, is there such a thing as a summer slowdown? I got to tell you guys, it's not a myth. Okay. And it's funny watching some YouTubers out there. I ain't going to throw any YouTubers out there by name. But I got to tell you, they come out here and say that it's a myth. And then you go and check out their stores. They have like maybe 1,000 listings. I'm not going to knock how many items you have listed in your store, but they've sold like maybe I'd say 200 in the last 90 days. And you look at their the ASP and it's like, wow, you're definitely not making your full-time living off of this. Now, there's nothing wrong with supplementing your income. But my point is, like someone like say James from My Boring Reseller Life, he has more of a gauge on slowdowns versus not because he's dealing with so many items. Someone like Tommy has a lot of, he has a good amount of inventory, but he's very consistent with what he does. Someone like that would be able to tell you about a summer slowdown. I've been trying to tell you about it for a long time. I remember when I worked with my friend selling diamonds on eBay back in, it was like 2006, 2007. Well, everything was good until we got to the summer, and then like the sales cut in half, and it was that way every year. Okay, so it has really nothing to do with the economy. It just has to do with buyer behavior, and it, like I mentioned before, has a lot to do with seller behavior. So I go off on my tangent because it's something that I was thinking about earlier today, and it just kind of makes me crazy inside that I understand there's people with good intentions and want to be helpful, but don't come out so strongly about saying about summer slowdown versus not when it seems like looking at your own store, it seems like there's a summer slowdown. I got to tell you guys, I had a summer slowdown last year. My second store right now for sales, it sucks. Jenna can tell you it sucks.
It sucks bad.
Now, it kind of sucked before the summer, but it sucks now. And it's because we have stuff in our store that's not great. I'm sure, I think we're selling at like an 80 to 100 per 90 clip on that, which isn't good at all. But I'm not going to blame it all on summer slowdown. Of course, it has everything to do with what you have in your store.
Right.
I have 32% increase in sales right now, or in revenue right now over last year, or actually over last month. We're dead smack in the middle of summer. This is on my main account with less than 250 items, actually like 230 now. And sales are strong. And it has everything to do with what you're selling, but not everyone is selling that kind of thing. There's a lot of people who will.
Not everyone can source those types of things.
Right. And the thing is, you're dealing with stuff that'll probably pick up in September just fine. May have been done well for you in the spring. And might be still selling a little bit in the summer, but I can tell you there's people out there that comment all the time on my channel. This is why I'm so adamant about it. There is such a thing as a summer slowdown. And if you get yourself out of your own world and look at other stores, interact with other people, maybe you'll see that you're doing okay, but other people aren't necessarily. And that's kind of what I'm reporting. It would be hard for me to report a summer slowdown. It is kind of, if I didn't have comments, because I'm doing great right now. So that is what it is. I don't want to go too long on answering Marco's question, but that was just something that was bothering me earlier today. And I hate to say it, there is such a thing. And, we'll talk about that in more depth if you want. Picky Ricky says yo-yo sales, but that can happen. It can happen anytime. And you just really have to think that, like yesterday, sales weren't so hot on my main account. It was like sales were doing well. And then all of a sudden, like a switch flipped and nothing for like most of the day. I sent some offers out that evening, and like a switch was turned back on and was starting to get offers and sales. Woke up this morning, we had a lot of stuff to ship out. So it's very consistent with us, at least. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. We could talk more about that here a little bit later if you want. Brian H says, hello, John and Jenna, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Doing as well as I can be. I can tell you I'm doing better than I was yesterday. I get this thing that happens, and it's like on this side of my head where I get a migraine, and when it happens, it's game over. I mean, it doesn't really hurt like a bad headache. It just it zaps your energy, makes you feel sick and nauseous, and I had to stop. Working like halfway through the day. It is what it is. PTS Treasure says, hey, everyone. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate you. Jovial says, what up, FAA fam? Happy World Chocolate Day. Ooh. So I guess we're required to go get some chocolate, right?
I agree.
Let's see. Piggy Ricky says, I had a Snickers once called a marathon in the UK. I think I've heard of that before.
Marathon.
See, Jimmy D says, my Gyropack order was canceled and refunded. I applied email asking for explanation, was told unable to fulfill. They're out of stock. I got a refund, and 2 days later, box of 100 bubble mailers shows at my door. Wow, awesome customer service.
What the heck?
Hey, it worked out, I guess, right? So, every time I've interacted with them so far, it's been pretty good. I mean, I haven't, it's not like if you go on and buy something on Amazon and you're just waiting, or even on eBay, waiting to hear back. It's pretty good service there, and the rates are pretty good too. You could check out the link down below. So while we're talking about it, Gyropack is a sponsor of this channel. Click the link down below. I believe that you get 10% off your order. And also check out American Bubble Boy and see what they have to offer. Links are all down below. Good supplies. So we're talking about shipping anyway is the main topic of this video. You guys need to know.
Did you place an order with Gyropack? Because we need more bubblers.
We're going to do that. Yeah, we need to do that. We need to place some more. She just told me we're getting close to running out of bubble wrap. So we're going to replace
bubble mailers.
Bubble mailers, but we're low on
wrap.
bubble wrap. We're down to our last couple rolls. And, I procrastinate. I'm so bad at that. It's like, okay, well, I think there's a couple inches of bubble wrap still on that.
Yeah, I tell him way ahead of time, and he's like, and then it runs out, and he's like, why didn't you tell me? I did.
Yeah.
You don't listen.
I get caught up, right? So we'll be ordering that this weekend. Picky Ricky says, yeah, the best thing is the kids won't touch peanuts, so they don't take them out of the cupboard. I love Snickers bars. They're good. Leonard says, hi, y'all. Thanks for being here, Leonard. We have Christy Meyer. Thank you for being here, Christy. Janet, she's here. She's still in Georgia. So thanks for being here. And we have Miller Time. Hell yeah, best show on YouTube ever, period. LOL.
Oh, thank you, son.
You must be biased in some way. I haven't figured it out why yet.
Might be a little blood relation. Just a little bit.
Let's see. We have, we're Kevin. Good evening from Lakeland, Florida. Didn't see him the last live, and I was going to put out a missing persons request because I was getting worried. So thanks for being here, Kevin. Callie Debs says, hi, everyone. Thank you for being here, Callie Debs.
Callie Debs.
Ashley VL says, got your package today, and special note, thank you so much for making me feel part of the family. I also wanted to say thanks again for the great supplies.
Yay.
Awesome. Real quick, waiting to hear back from J-O.
And Constance.
Well, yes, Constance, Robinson? I think that's the name.
That's what her last name is. I found the paper.
Yeah, so.
And also, the trailer guy.
Yeah. So those folks didn't get their prizes because they didn't reach out to us by email. So flippinain'teasy2020@gmail.com. I'm going to set a hard deadline of the next live stream. If we don't hear back from you by Monday when we go live, we're going to draw again for those winners. So, please contact me by email if you want. That was, again, Joe was the username, J-O.
J-O.
Constance, I think Robinson.
I can go get the paper.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And everyone knows that. Everyone that won, I think, said Wahoo or something in the chat. So everyone that won at least acknowledged that they won. So you got to do your part. Reach out to me so we can get that to you. Okay. And it kind of stinks just kind of putting it out there. eBay, if you're trying to buy a gift card for someone for eBay, it's like pulling teeth.
Well, for one, they don't sell them their own gift cards on their own website. So you have to go hunting for them, and you have to look it up in the stores online. And John's out cruising, and they don't have anywhere that has an eBay card. And
went to Walgreens. And of course, don't go to Walmart, because Walmart's not going to sell their competitors gift cards. So I said to myself, you know what? I'll just pony up the extra whatever to buy a physical gift card, a Visa card. So we actually ended up sending a Visa card. Was Lilac Seller, Megan, right?
Megan.
Yeah.
Meg.
So
Lilac Meg.
So hopefully she'll get it here very soon, but I'm sorry for the delay. It was a nightmare just trying to get it.
Yeah. I mean, we were communicating via email, so she knew what was going on.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It was a pain.
So I think all in all, the live stream for the 20K giveaway went pretty well. And we just got to find a way to get this channel to 50K, and we'll do it again. Mark Suddick says, if you order from a seller and they're late shipping on the handling time, and the item arrives late also, can you get some kind of refund? Seller would not reply to my messages before or after shipping. No, you can't. I mean, because the money, well, it's up between you and the seller, that is, but there's generally no rule that says that you're required or you're entitled to anything back. Unless there's a problem with the item itself, then you open a return and send it back, and then the buyer will give you, your money back for the outbound shipping, if that is correct. There's really nothing that can be done, at least from eBay's policy standpoint. Rosie Games says, hi, John and Jenna. Hope you're both well and having a great week. Biscuit, great job on last live. Awesome. Well, thanks, Rosie, for being here. Mark Suddick says, if you order from a seller and they're late, I think I read that, but he put it in again. See, you double typed it to get me to read it again. Biscuit Butt said, thanks, Rosie. It was fun. Art Betzold says, hello, everyone. Thanks for being here, Art. We also have Gail Carlson in the house. Hello, John, Jenna, and Flippin' family. We have Laura says, ground with insurance. Yay, $100. Nothing wrong with that. $100. Whereas I believe with the Visa card that I shipped it out by pirate ship. I could have slapped some stamps on it. We're talking about an actual gift card that once is received is usable, right? So I put $100 insurance on that with pirate ship, and it was like 80 cents. So we're not talking about a whole lot, but just to have the comfort of having insurance, if something goes wrong, you're not out of pocket if you have a lost item that doesn't arrive. Maya Koyoma says, hello, John. I just want to say I hope your buyer comes through and sends your charging box back. I do agree the majority of buyers don't cause an issue. And, again, I would like to give this, if you watched the video before that I put it out like 3 hours ago, you'll understand where I'm coming from. Essentially, I shipped out an item to a buyer. There was a problem with it. And trying to save the sale, I had a similar item, and it was like $170 sale or whatever. And we ended up agreeing on sending the similar item out. And again, my cost of goods were relatively low, so it was a low risk type of thing. And along with a return label, and I got ghosted. I mean, no reply, sent an email, still nothing. So, I don't write it off. Cost of goods, I still made, if you take the cost of goods for both items, if you take the shipping that I spent out of pocket, which is like, my discount was only like $15 to California. So I'm out like maybe $40-50 for everything, $50. And I made 100 and I think 160 on the deal. So I still made $100. It was not a loss at all. So it is what it is, and a learning experience, and put out a video to kind of share that I think buyers aren't necessarily bad people. This guy might just not have seen my message yet. That item might be sitting on his counter, just hasn't had time to take it to FedEx in this case, and maybe he'll come through. But I'm not counting on it.
Sometimes John jumps the gun, and if he doesn't reply within 5 minutes, John's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, well, it's just one of those things where, I shouldn't have to send an email. I mean, the agreement was that he was going to send it back, and he was asking me to make sure I sent a return label. I mean, every indication to think this was going to go as smoothly as I thought it would, and it just didn't. But, if you're confused about that topic, just check out the video after you're done watching this. I put it out today, same day today. Carol says, Rockstar Flipper put out a video explaining bulk editing for those who don't have business policies. Yeah, bulk editing in it on its face is fairly simple, but that's assuming that because, like, for instance, if you do a bulk edit and you're looking at all your listings and you go and sort by shipping cost, well, okay, fine. Maybe I have a bunch of free items, so maybe I have free shipping on a bunch of this stuff, but maybe some of this stuff is 2 pounds where I have it set up to ship by priority mail. And the other half of the stuff I have with free shipping is set up to be shipped by first class mail. Now, it would be easier for you to simply go into your business policies and change each business policy that even mentions first class to either say ground advantage or standard delivery. Okay, one of those two will work. Some of you don't have business policies set up, so you have to kind of rely on the bulk editor, but you've got to know when you're going through each one and you're selecting which ones you're going to edit, which ones are first class and which ones are priority mail, because you don't want to set up your listings for, and I guess it kind of works out the same. I guess it doesn't matter. For me personally, I would rather, if I'm shipping something priority mail, I want that item to reflect that we're shipping it priority mail. Because when the buyer is looking at your listing, they're going to see a quicker turnaround time because you're shipping that item by priority mail and not ground advantage, if that makes sense. So I just think that it's a little bit more convoluted to do a bulk edit. If you do have business policies, you're going to save yourself a lot more time by just going into your individual business policies. So that's just, there's more than one way to do it, whatever works out for you. Like someone like Biscuit Butt, he doesn't have individual business policies, so he's going to have to go in and do a bulk edit. A lot more room for error when you do the bulk edit like that. Biscuit Butt says, Carol, when you do a bulk editing, just be careful you're only changing the ones that are first class and not accidentally all your items. That's what I was just saying. So that's funny how Archie's right there with me on that. Fireball Flipper says, hey, how you doing? Let's see. So my son, he says Instacart. If you are into the gig economy, if you do Uber Eats, Instacart to supplement your income, if your sales are slow on eBay and you're looking for a way to make a little money, I think, like some folks make like $20+ an hour. Look into doing like Uber Eats, DoorDash. Instacart, from what I understand, isn't so hot right now. But
if you're a new user, it could be.
Yeah, but check out his channel if you're into the gig economy, or if you're looking at doing that part-time. He's got a lot of information under the Miller Time channel. Let's see. And then Biscuit Butt says, Miller Time, I got a vodka ad before because I take a shot every time your pops messes up someone's name.
What?
He says that every time he takes I mess up someone's name, he takes a hit of vodka. So he's going to have to get some Instacart.
It's a shot, not a hit.
Okay, a hit. Well, whatever. Take a hit or a shot. I don't care at this point. Mark Suddick says, John, the light in your face is okay. Jen on this side is a little like she's sitting on the shade on the dark side. So let's.
It's okay. I prefer
brighten your day.
I prefer to sit in the dark.
Is that better? Now I feel like I'm like the deer in the headlights. I'm just like going to get run over.
That thing is very bright. Don't look at it.
So we'll just have to.
We need to fix this little
We'll
setup.
fix it. Like I said, I was going to put you can see we still got the jiggling going on. We're the only live show that looks like you're watching a bowl of Jell-O. But I'm going to get that little floating shelf and put this thing up there so there's no more of that. And then Jenna, she likes to bogart the screen because
No, I
I've
don't.
asked her before we started to move over and she still won't. So I've got to come over like
You
this.
can move the camera.
Yeah, but I don't want to jiggle the camera. So it's what it is. And I can't get that thing to move properly the way I want to. So we're just going to have to work with it. We got Ed, the reselling writer, says, "Hey, John and Jenna, thanks for being here, Ed. Ed got the poly bags today. Awesome. Hopefully you can use them. Let me know.
Sweet.
I mean, seriously, any of these things that you get, if you get the if you're one of the winners for the American Bubble Boy tape, once you get the tape, let me know what you think of it. Same with these poly mailers. These are good quality poly mailers, and I'm glad that you got. Yeah, she gets so happy to use poly mailers. Like, no, she loves to use the bubble mailers.
Bubble mailers.
It's like, Jenna, we didn't need to use that bubble mailer in this package.
I get scolded a lot.
Well, it's like we have these shoes, right? They're maybe over £1, and she's like, "Okay, I got your package here. You can go put a label on it." And I'm all, "Yeah, these are over £1. We could use the free bubble mailers that are for USPS, so I can get the $8.30 rate. Otherwise, these are going to cost me $11 to ship because I can't use the flat rate bubble mailer."
I don't know what it is, but I have a hard time remembering things, especially when it comes to that. I mean, I can remember everything else as far as the shipping. It's your toothpaste, sir.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
I can remember everything else except for the shoes, and when it's over £1, under £1. I mean, I have to write myself a little note.
So that is that, and that is our episode, or our weekly episode of throwing each other under the bus. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Sandra says, "When your doorbell rings, my dogs go crazy."
Oh,
wow. Biff Boffo says, "I don't think the post office is going to jumble all sized items together without any thought." Yeah, I think you're giving the post office a little too much credit.
It's a little too much credit. However, I think they're going to have, hopefully, they will have some organization.
I watch one of these videos, and this guy goes around to like the different government places, like the
government property.
Yeah, government public properties, that kind of thing. And he went into a post office and he was recording. And he was recording this worker. She was taking packages and she was throwing them across the room into the different bins, just throwing them. And it's like, wow, is that how they treat our stuff? So it's like, you'd like to think that the post office isn't just going to throw a bunch of stuff in together, but thank goodness for the insurance. Thank goodness they're going to give us insurance on these packages, because I think that there's going to be some broken items that is going to come out of this. So now we'll see. We'll probably see an uptick of claims, but it's good that they're providing that insurance. Let's see. Biscuit Butt wants to know if Ed is coming to Vegas in September. Don't know why he would. Maybe October.
September.
I don't know. Cincinnati's in September, so the reseller rally, but it may be that he's talking about October when they have that reseller remix that they have every October.
Let's Do Lunch was talking about.
Yeah. Personally, guys, I will be in Vegas. I will be out here to hang out at whenever everyone's going to go wandering.
We'll be here.
We'll be here in October, but do I want to? I'd rather go to the blackjack table and put $300 down, whatever they charge. Put $300 down and have a chance to double my money, rather than to just pay it so I can have lunch here and there. I can have a workshop here and there. And yeah, I mean, should I really have to, or should you really have to pay money to meet people that are in the reselling game? I personally would rather you go in and use that money for yard sales and build up your inventory, that type of thing.
I mean, I think they really just do it for the camaraderie, the socialization.
Yeah.
But we can do all that stuff after their little get together, $300 deal.
Like the thing in Cincinnati. Okay, that's sold out. That's cool. That's a cruise. You're getting dinner cruise. That's a good ideal way to meet other resellers, right? And too bad they're sold out already, because I think that is a really cool way. You're getting your money's worth from the different things that they're putting on. But it's like to hold you hostage for 2 to 3 days. when you could be working, building up your store, listing, and you're going to learn basically the same information you'll learn by watching channels on YouTube. So I don't know. That's just my philosophy on it. And again, while you guys are in those different meetings, I'd rather be playing blackjack with the same money. I don't know. Ed says, how would this affect third-party drop locations? Are you talking about like your postal annex, places like that? I don't think it would affect them at all. I'm sure that they're now going to be accepting more packages up to 70 pounds. And, if the rates are reasonable, it would give you an option now to ship to Alaska, Hawaii, whereas before, anything larger than about 3 pounds with USPS has generally been either too slow or too expensive. So I guess we'll see how that pans out. I'm still going to be with FedEx with the rates that I'm getting, and anything over 3 to 4 pounds, that's where it's going. Ed says, not sure Archie doesn't look good right now, but if I do, I'll let you and John know. Yeah, let us know. I'd love to finally meet you, Ed. That'd be pretty cool.
In person.
Yeah.
We feel like we're family already. Yeah. However, it'd be nice to give you a hug.
Tommy Bernard says the rhetoric happens every contract. They went through 5 of them. And, I've been through a lot of contract negotiations when we were with the railroad. And, it's kind of like they get to the 12th hour and, I guess the soft deadline was set by UPS because they want to be able to ratify the contract. That doesn't mean that they can't still come up with a contract and maybe work with the old contract until it gets ratified, which is what I've seen before. And there is a lot of back and forth talking and, that type of thing.
Well, did you share with them, I don't know, on a video that our FedEx guy yesterday shared with us?
I told them that I told him that that it's getting busier with FedEx right now, to the point where he said, we're going to be later and later to get your stuff to you.
Yeah, he was huffing and puffing.
Yeah, he was like crying about it, and we're not even there yet, right? Yeah. So, it's just going to. That's why I thought he was going to be here later.
Hopefully, it doesn't happen, but if it does, those employees deserve.
I think so. You see some of the videos.
Fair share.
I watched the video with the UPS driver. He delivered a package in 100-degree weather, and a Ring camera caught the guy pretty much passing out on their porch. Yeah. And then he got up and went back to his truck, and it's like, man, that's horrible. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things. Most of it's money, though. Yeah, I got to get the air conditioner in those trucks and all that. But most of it's a money thing, and from what I see, UPS isn't even close to where the Teamsters are. So that's something that's concerning. And I get a lot of pop-ups now for, stuff about UPS. And yeah, and it's interesting to watch, but they're not gaining any traction, neither side. They're just kind of standing their ground. So we'll see. Yeah. As we get closer to the 21st,
we'll know as more. A former, union worker, I can relate. I can relate to these people deserve a fair share of what's going on. I don't agree with what UPS is doing at all.
Yeah. Kyle B says, I referred your channel to an eBay seller today. Told him how many tips, tricks I've learned from you. Hopefully he hits the follow. Well, awesome.
Aw, thank you.
Thanks, Kyle. Sharing the channel is definitely helpful. If you happen to know somebody who does resell, if you feel like the information we put out is halfway decent, please share it with them. I can't grow this channel. I guess I can. I guess I can go another 10 years and hope to be at 40,000, but trying to get the word out to as many people as I can. So let's do lunch podcast. Says popping in to hit the like and say hi. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
Kristen.
Yeah. Really cool. I think I checked out one of the podcasts you recently put out today. Sarah says, I do not use Whatnot. I was annoyed and not to be able to do anything without making an account. Yeah, and for me, I don't really use Whatnot. I think I've made 200.
I went on there just to check it out, and it was, things were selling. Anything that I'd be interested in buying was going for way more than what I expected. So,
yeah,
not interested.
Yeah, and you don't expect anyone to give things away either, but at the same time, I just personally think that there's a lot of money left on the table if you sell your stuff on Whatnot versus taking the time to list it on eBay. Garden Resell Thrift says humidity here is 55%.
Oh,
that can zap you.
I don't envy that at all. That's terrible.
Amazon Seller 99 says been doing this for 14 years, and yes, summer sales do slow down. Just part of the business.
Right.
Part of it is the buyer's behavior. The buyers aren't stuck at home. They don't have the same amount of time in front of the computer. Yes, you have mobile technology, but someone's out and about. They're not paying attention to their phone as much as they're paying attention to the beach or hanging out with friends, that kind of thing. Yeah. And sellers can fall into that trap. You know, the summer slowdown could also be due to the seller behavior of like, you know, in 2 weeks, we're going back to California. I mean, now you hear the word we because we've decided that, you know, she was going to fly up there.
Oh, yeah.
Because we had the credits and everything. But I get to see my eye doctor on in 2 weeks, the 21st.
I kind of was in the back of my mind kind of hoping that he wouldn't be able to get an appointment.
Yeah. I mean, I've had this eye doctor for
he needs to make a switch to one out here.
But at the same time, I get to do that and then play some golf on Saturday, Sunday. And
I'm going to Morgan Wallen with my sissies. I'm so excited.
Yeah, she's making shirts and everything.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
So I figure, you know what good is it for me to have like a flight credit and she uses hers and then, okay. So I'd rather us both have it. So when we go, yeah, I know, but I'd rather not. I'd rather have a credit for both. Yes, sir. Oh, ma'am. Leonard Kasakowski says, no summer slowdown if you change to summer items. Been selling the Arctic air swamp cooler things. But that's just it.
Yeah.
You made the adjustment. There's a number of sellers out there who will not make the adjustment.
Yeah.
And there's a number of people on YouTube who have, obviously, if you look at their store, they have not made the adjustment. But yet some of these YouTubers are saying that there's no such thing as a summer slowdown. So like, okay, well, your store looks pretty slow. And so what adjustments have you made? People are living and acting like there's no problem. And maybe there's not. Maybe this is just supplemental income. Everyone's situation is different. But I got to tell you, if I had to survive just on our secondary store, I think I'd be like playing a guitar somewhere out in front of a casino. Hopefully someone dropping a $5 bill. And I don't even know how to play guitar. So just think of that. Andy says Artie's or Andy from Indiana in the house.
Artie's. Maybe he's working out of Artie's.
No, that would be Hardee's, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
I think
maybe there's an Artie's. There's people that talk about stores I have never heard of, like Wegmans. What the heck is that?
I think Andy was just on super fast mode when he was typing. That's
maybe.
All. LSGS Rob says James sells a lot of items that are not desirable. Unfortunately, he sells less than 100 items a day on average with 50K plus items in his store. He's a good dude, but seems to be stuck in his ways. Well, look, I think James is, when it comes to reselling, he's a unicorn in that he has a lot of inventory. He just does. And so if you are sitting on all that's the storage units full of stuff, I think it's, really you're just trying to make the best of what you have. And if he's making it work with that many items, he's hitting what. Bottom line is, if you're making what you need to make every day and you're paying your bills, then by all means keep doing. I'm never going to knock him for doing what he does.
Works hard.
I'm never going to knock him for doing what he does.
It's dedication.
I just think that unless you are sitting on that kind of merchandise, it's going to take you a long time to build a store like James has built. And so I only mention him because he does earlier in this live stream. Only because he has a lot of expertise and he can put his finger in the wind and say, you know what? I know that all these years I've been selling the same kind of stuff in the summer, and it's generally, takes a hit or maybe there's more sales. But I think someone like that has more credibility in, talking on that subject than someone who
realistic.
Well, than someone who just doesn't sell much,
this other
period.
Person,
so that's kind of all I'm saying is, be careful of the folks that you're watching on YouTube. I mean, look, if I'm being honest with you guys, this whole channel purpose is to help people. Last year, I could barely help myself because my sourcing was horrible. You know, and of course I had built this channel up. I really felt bad because, you know, here you are, have this guy up in front of you telling you, you know, how to sell on eBay. And I ain't doing such a hot job myself. Now, I'm selling at the same, I sold more items last year per month than I do now, but I'm making
ASP.
33% more money. And so which is why, you know, these sellers can tell you, oh, I listed 80 items this week. Okay. How much money did you make? How much value did you put in your store? eBay doesn't pay you in items. I mean, you don't get a deposit in your bank account of oh, I got 1,000 listings this week because I made all these sales. No, you get money. And so why would you put in the effort of 80 to 100 listings when you could find other products and put in 30, 40, right? You have to work. I mean, and everyone's business model is their own. I found that what I was doing last year just wasn't working. And I felt very bad that my performance, it's hard to come up here and say, you know, be careful of who you listen to if they're not making great sales themselves when I'm sitting there making 4,000, 5,000 a month, 6,000 a month in sales. I just didn't feel good about myself.
It's a lot of it. A lot of it too is, you know, transparency. You know, the person that he's referring to, you know, a lot of people aren't going to go check his store. You know,
well, I'm not going to call any channels out.
Well, no, I'm not calling.
Calling any channels out.
I don't even remember his name.
I'm not calling any channels out. I look at a lot of stores on eBay for research. I do a lot of research on YouTube, and while I'm at it, I look at their store and I go, if they provide the link, and I go, wow, you know, I think sometimes people are in this business on YouTube for the money, and they're just doing it for another source of income and then they hide behind, we're trying to help people. But, you know, look, guys, I almost quit this whole business last year. I almost said sayonara to my channel. I almost said sayonara to YouTube, and I almost hung it up. I'm not going to get in front of you guys and play this guy who's going to give you false information about myself to make myself look better when I ain't doing it. And I just feel bad that there are people out there who are putting on a show. And hopefully you guys will discern that. And it isn't about building up this channel and knocking other channels down. It's about, I care about other people. And I used to correct mistakes all the time from people who were not competent at my other job. And then they'd call me and ask me, well, why did this person give me this information? Well, because they didn't know. And I would rather, you know, see the people that really have the heart and the wherewithal to help people over making money. That's where it should come from. And unfortunately, people see this as a money-making opportunity. It took me 3 years to really start making a decent amount of money on YouTube. And, you know, for me, that's what matters. It's about how to help people. The money is secondary. And see, and then when I say this, we got people, oh boy, AJ13, you didn't have to do that, man. Hi all, I'm in the process of moving, so my eBay store is closed for now. However, I will continue to watch and look for updates from you. That beautiful ray of sunshine you have sitting next to you. Aww. Good luck on sales.
Oh,
well, thank you. And you know, you guys don't have to ever send super chats. I mean, we appreciate it from the bottom of our heart. But you know, again, it's not about the funds, the money, and all that stuff. It's really just, you know, I'm sitting here before live streams and I'm trying to figure out what kind of topics can I talk about that people care about, it'll help people. And there's days that I'll want to make a video and it's like I could put out more content, but I'm not going to waste your time if I don't have nothing really good to say. I mean, I'll sometimes have bad stuff to say because that's what I'm going through, but it's I want to help people through my experience and the knowledge that I have. I don't think I know everything, but I think I can help some people. And from your comments, I think I have. At
least steer them in a direction where they might be able to find the help.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know it all.
Yeah.
Lord knows I don't.
Yeah. Well, and we're all learning. I mean, you know, she's learning every day. I'm learning every day. I'll see a comment and remark in my video and go, wow, I didn't think about that. Like the driver for UPS said, look, you guys need to not ship out anything beyond the 21st because it could get stuck in transit. I'm glad he said that so I can get that word out to you guys. So But thank you again, AJ13. I appreciate you. Thank you for being the constant contributor to the channel. I appreciate that. Let's see. I think I lost my place, but we'll go back to Jovial here. Off subject, but did anyone see the lighting of the world's largest sphere in Las Vegas? Yeah, that is really cool. It's off the strip.
Isn't that thing out of all the things in Vegas, that impresses me the most?
I saw someone actually had an eyeball.
Yeah, it was an eyeball.
That was cool.
They did all because they lit it up for the first time on 4th of July. And there was an eyeball, there was the American flag, there was a galaxy, there was, you name it. They had all kinds of different things that were rolling over the top of it. It was the coolest. It was better than the fireworks.
Think of downtown Las Vegas. They have that canopy that has the LCD screen that goes the entire length. It's that same kind of technology, but just on the entire sphere.
It's a sphere and it's round and it's so impressive. I think that's going to be.
And they're doing concerts in there.
It's a concert hall.
Yeah.
And the acoustics on the inside is supposed to be incredible.
Right. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to a concert there at some point. I'm sure it's not going to be cheap.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Garden and resale thrifts. That's why I added clothing to my store. Maybe I missed why, but Rural Squirrel says, "Hey, gang, happy Friday.
Maybe
thanks for being." Huh? Oh, okay. Well, now
thinking that
the summer slowdown, maybe.
Maybe she has summer clothes.
Okay. Well, hopefully that works for you. I just find that if you're selling clothing, it has to be in a higher. You have to really sell in volume to get those. Those sales.
That was.
What did you say?
I said Speedos.
Oh no. Yeah, you'll catch me in a bunny rabbit outfit, but not a pair of Speedos. I'm sorry. LSGS Rob says, "I'd hate to work 12 hours a day like he does and only make what he makes. Yes, he makes good money. Niche down to his top 5 categories, most likely make more, in my opinion."
I don't think it's about the amount, though. He enjoys what he does, regardless of the money, and that's all that matters.
I can relate to that. I mean, look. There's many times Jenna will come in here and it's getting late. She says, "Honey, it's getting late. You need to shut it down." And I am content as can be. I think that's the trick that I think that some people won't be able to master in this business, and that is enjoying what they do. How many people can truly say they enjoy what they do, even through the good and the bad times? So many people leave remarks and comments that, "You know what? I got this bad buyer. Forget eBay. Keep changing things on me. I think I'm going to quit." I think there's people out there that kind of are looking for a reason to quit.
Yeah, an excuse to give up.
Yeah. And, you've got to find a way to love what you do. Now, I can tell you back in 2018 when I was working full time and I started to buy pallets. I think I bought my first pallet from Bulk. I wanted to quit. I hated it. I hated the pallet from Bulk. I had a couple cool things, and the other stuff is like, this stuff sucks. Okay, it was worse than anything that I've ever bought in the last 3 years. Yeah. And I'm thinking, if this is the way it is, I don't want to do this anymore, even on a part-time basis. Yeah. But once I kind of had to do it, when we lost our jobs, I really started to gravitate to the things that I like to sell, and it helped me really learn a lot about selling. And when you're better with what you do, if you're really good at what you do, I think you tend to enjoy it more. So I don't think there's anything wrong with, you sitting there, this is what you do most of the day, because I do it. But you can't do it if you don't love it. I mean, there's no way. There's no way. You're going to hate, you feel like you're in prison. And for some people, enjoying reselling is just not in the cards. Garden Resell Thrift says, "Now I sell more clothing than I sell dinner plates and stemware."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, clothing can be a real big moneymaker. You just gotta work with it. You gotta learn it real good.
Amazon Seller 99. "If you're only selling a few items a day, then you can avoid the slowdown by selling a few summer type items every day. Easy to pivot." Mm-hmm. Now, I can tell you some of the success that I'm having, believe it or not, at first, let's say when I first got these things, these cases are starting to shrink behind me. we're making some good sales. I mean, constant sales on that. And I would think probably my $600 investment is probably easily going to be a few $1,000 easily after it's all said and done, I think. Andy says, I received my American Bubble Boy order in 2 days. Excellent. Yeah, they're very fast.
They are. I love it.
They use FedEx 2-day, and then that's 2 business days, and they get it, and they ship free shipping, and they get it to you very, very fast.
They're on it. I love them so much.
Let's see. Joshua Isbell says, I finally got the sending offers to watchers. I didn't know it was only was on Buy It Now. Yeah, it is only on Buy It Now. I don't think you can do that on auction. If someone, in fact, you can't send an offer to someone on an auction. It just works on Buy It Now. Yeah. John Gaynor says, hi, Jenna and John. I listened to Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven before you come on. Everything about bad buyers goes away. Sales this time of year are good overall over last year. Thanks for the show. Well, no, thank you, John, for being here. It's folks like you and others that contribute as often as they can by being here. And I know we have 148 people watching. There's not 148 people in chat. And I welcome, if you have time, drop on in the chat.
Just say hi.
Yeah, love seeing new faces. But John's not a new face. He's been here consistently. So thank you. I appreciate that. Joyce McGraw says, hi from Ohio. Thanks, Joyce. I appreciate you being here.
Andy Ray
says he's trying to win. You didn't win. You know why you didn't win? You didn't have the hashtag in front of it. Sorry.
There's no hashtag, and it's not till Monday. They have until Monday.
That is if the 3 winners don't come forth, we're going to redraw for those prizes. Yeah. Anytime Picker says, Roman says, time to give Tommy a wrench. I vouch for him since he knows more about Vendu than me. But the question is, does Tommy want a wrench? That's the thing.
I have a feeling he would do some damage.
Yeah,
with a wrench.
He'd be like, where did half the chat go?
Yeah.
Jeff Zenick says, hi, John and Jenna and folks. Greetings from North Florida.
Hello.
Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And then LSGS Rob, that's where to find eBay gift cards at Wegmans, Walmart, Target, Marshalls. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, Wegmans. See, I have no idea what that is.
Here's what's going to happen. The next moment I step into a Walgreens or
they're going to be everywhere.
Or CVS, I'm going to bump into one. It's going to fall off the rack. That just
they were not to be found out here in Vegas.
LSGS is not hard to find, and for me, I wasn't willing to go to like 4 or 5 stores to find it. I was willing just to pay the $5 or whatever for the Visa card.
We're kind of pressed for time, so
I was gonna have to mail it anyway. So it's like, you know what? I had a carload of stuff I just picked up in my car, and I had to run errands to pick up stuff, and I just wasn't in the mood. It was 110 degrees out, and I was just trying to get back home. That's all. Yeah. Let's see. Biscuit says, Roman, I want to trade my wrench for a wench. Wow.
Bad.
That's bad. Joshua Mason says, good afternoon, evening, everyone. Thank you for being here, Joshua. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Let's see. I'm getting a lot of side talk here, but I'll try to go through that. We have Polish Minecraft or Polish Minecraft. I'm not sure. Hey, guys, sold a watch for $2.5K. Buyer decided to return it.
Look at his picture.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. If it arrives damaged or God forbid a different watch, can I be reimbursed? It's okay. So if you're selling a watch like that, I think it has to go through authentication first, and then eBay will authenticate it. And anything that gets sent back to eBay, if it's not the same watch, I don't think they're going to get a dime back. You'll be fine. But if it doesn't go through authentication, then you're going to have to use the refund tool, and that's like 50% of your money back. Hopefully you're not into that for too much, but hopefully you make some money and maybe you can update your picture there. And Roman says, Archie, I could just give my room to you so you can invite anyone you want.
Oh, Lord, help me.
T. Taylor says, slap him, Jenna.
Yeah.
Don't slap me. Let's see. Trying to find, we have Truman. Kids, do we need to pull this podcast over? We enjoy each other.
We pick at each other all day long.
Let's see.
Sometimes
Biscuit
a
Butt
little
says,
too much.
Roman, John, and I are cuddling up together. Sorry, you can be the spoodle to our spooning. Well, No, you can
No,
you can
John's
have
not
them.
a spooner.
No, she tells me how hot I am all the time.
He's way too hot.
I'm like, thanks, honey. And it's not why.
He's hot, but he's just too
Yeah.
hot to spoon with.
Tommy says women 7.5 and under can go padded flat rate unless a super wide shoe. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how many times you tell me, for some reason, it just doesn't stick.
Susan says, I bought an item from eBay. It's being shipped via an Aqualine. What is Aqualine?
Aqualine.
Aqualine. Let's find out. What is Aqualine?
No, there's no A in it.
Yeah, she just said Aqualine. Aqualine tracking, after ship. Company geographically focused its work on Middle East and Africa. However, Aqualine international activity touches almost all corners of the globe. So whatever you're dealing with, you're getting a special package from Africa somewhere. So
Yeah,
or the Middle East. So I don't know what you ordered, but
what did you order?
Yeah. Hopefully it wasn't one of those sellers. I mean, it seems like they're drop shippers or something, but no, what are they doing? What are they sending? Well, I'm curious now what you bought. Andy Reno says, don't worry about it, Jenna. Don't think I've used the priority bubble mailer from USPS yet. It's one of the tools that I use
it. He critiques a lot of my bubble mailer usage. So
let's see. Tommy says Pete isn't making money off the rally. That's the difference, right?
Right.
It's one of those things where the money is going towards it's a dinner cruise, guys, on the river. That's not cheap. You ain't getting a dinner cruise at this Las Vegas thing in October.
Oh,
you ain't.
No.
I mean, you might be taken on a ride, but it ain't going to be on a.
We can't tell you what kind of ride.
Which is why this is why I guess I'm very polarizing in that. There's a certain fraction of the eBay community here on YouTube that will never, ever deal with me. And I believe it's that company that's running that will never, I could have, in 10 years, 100,000 subs and they'll never invite me for anything. And I'm not mad about it, but sometimes I just say a little bit more than I probably should. LSGS Rob says, hey, John, when will you show your YouTube revenue like other YouTube resellers do? Just curious.
If you want to know our YouTube, you can simply look it up.
Well, no, it's not that easy.
Yes, there's a website.
Yeah, well, you can look on Social Blade, but it's not accurate at all.
It's not accurate.
It's not accurate at all.
If you want an idea.
The last few months, I've been averaging right around $1,000, give or take, in revenue from viewership. I think a lot of these lives, they don't really make a whole lot, but it adds up. So you'll see channels that'll put out like many videos, many videos per day to try to get those views because they pay you by views, not the number of videos.
Yeah.
And the goal is to make a video that a lot of people are going to watch. But you'll notice that I don't generally get more than, I have some videos out there that are like 10,000 plus and stuff. I think I have one video that hit 100,000. Couple years ago, I put it out. It's been around that long. It's one of those evergreen videos. And they say that's the kind of video you want to make so that you continually have like revenue coming in from YouTube. But that's not what gets me going. I'm not sitting here trying to figure out, okay, what is the video I can put out today
that'll go viral?
Yeah, I mean, that's not it. It's just like, what am I dealing with? What am I dealing with, and what is relevant to the community that'll, someone would maybe get something out of. And then it just happens. And, it's one of those things where when you first start doing YouTube, you get maybe $100 every couple months. And then you get maybe $100 every month. And then it just keeps building as your channel builds. And yeah, it's nice to have a little extra money, from that.
The greatest thing that we get out of YouTube is you. We, the community, the little one that we have, we enjoy and we treasure, and in our granddaughter's eyes, we're famous.
Yeah.
We're not, but we are with her. And that's all that matters.
Yeah. Let's see. Polish Minecraft says, is anyone else struggling with their store? Went from 500 sales a day in June to 50 to 60 in July.
Mm-hmm.
I'm selling the same items. And that describes exactly what I was talking about. That is a drastic summer slowdown. I don't think a lot of people are dealing with that slow of a summer. I mean, maybe they are, but and I hope they're not. But that for me would be the sign of, okay, you got to pivot. Where are you going to pivot to? Are you going to continue? Because you said you're selling the same items. So it's time to pivot. Pivot over to what? That's what you have to figure out. When you go out to buy more stuff, are you just focused on the same stuff, the same items you've been selling? Or are you going to be able to pivot over to something else that could have more demand right now? So, people want outdoor stuff. People want things they're going to be able to use now. People are going to go onto eBay to find, I need a need met. Maybe I need to put up a new basketball hoop for the kids so they can have something to do during summer break. Find that. I sold a couple of those already. Just little things like that. That's going to help.
I need a hose.
Yeah.
We need to buy 100-foot hose. I need 100-foot hose.
Yeah. And then Kim Sharp says, late to the party, but hello, everyone. Well, thanks for being here, Kim.
Hi,
I appreciate it. Regina Rice says, hello from Oklahoma. Well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Industrial Crow says, postage cost is killing eBay. Then China can mail to us for free.
Right.
Yeah, look, that's the thing that kills me is that how is China able to ship so cheaply, way cheaper than we could ever ship domestically? I know that there is some kind of act that was signed in, when they were trying to build China up. But let's look at it. China's built up already. They don't need that anymore. They don't need it. But yet it's still in effect. I don't know. Biff says, Harry Tornado's presentation at the last FlipCon was invaluable for a good laugh. No, I didn't attend. I saw the footage. In a good way or bad way. I mean, I've never met Josh, Harry Tornado. Seems like a good guy to me. I don't really watch his content. I just really don't. No real reason. I just haven't. I mean, there's a lot of YouTubers I haven't watched, but seems like a good guy. I don't know if he's going to be at the deal in Cincinnati or not, but would like to meet him. Seems like a good guy though. Gail wants to know, will this affect media mail? No, media mail is going to stay the same as it is. According to what I have here, media mail rates are increasing by 7% across the board with this change on the 9th. So the service itself is not changing, but the amount you're paying is going to change 7%. Sue Christensen says, sorry, I'm late. Hello, everyone. Well, thanks for being here, Sue.
Hi, Sue.
John Doe says, in one of my jobs, I work outside 8 to 12 hours a day, whether it is 100 or 28.
Ugh, I'm sorry.
And some people like that.
Some people enjoy it though. So me, if there's an ounce over 80 outside, I can't work in that. I mean, of course I'll enjoy the day if it's warm. However, and then you tap on some humidity. Humidity is the worst for us. We have not grown up with, a lot of humidity. And we went to North Carolina a couple years back and I thought I was going to die.
Yeah. And then Tommy says about the UPS situation, never ratified a contract before the deadline that I can remember. We always got back pay. I was in union the whole time, and yes, the wages are nice, but the union is more corrupt than the company.
Yeah.
I can tell you that ain't nothing changed. Teamsters is the biggest union out there, but we had IAM is the name of the union, and it was the TCU union, telecommunications union, and same kind of deal. They come to an agreement on the 12th hour. They agree to work under the same terms until the membership ratifies. Some point, the membership votes on whatever they came to an agreement on. If it's ratified, then you get back pay and all that stuff. And sometimes you work without a contract, while you agree. But that was one of those things where we had government came in and mandated the contract between the railroad and the union. And that's kind of how that went. And then I remember one time getting back pay for like a half of a year, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Let's see.
Richard says Teamster strong.
Yeah. Look, I was in the union. I was a union rep. I was also in management. I mean, at some point you graduate management,
but not at the same time.
No, not at the same time. That would be a conflict of interest for sure.
Against all rules.
So yeah, let's see. Bearded PokeTuber says, I mean, most people I see working around in the public are glued to their phones, so that can't be why. But what are they glued to their phones on? I could tell you the most addictive thing that you can do with your phone is to watch those shorts, those reels on Instagram, maybe Facebook. It's like, don't get me started with those, because they pick up on what you like.
Yep.
And then they start feeding it to you more, and you're just like, I can't stop watching this stuff. It's great, but they're not shopping.
Past me and be listening to these god awful videos.
Yeah, a lot of it's golf related, but I'll watch it.
Some of it's not.
I don't know what it is. Some of it's like,
hey, honey, you gotta watch this. And
he
shoves the phone in my face.
Because some of it's pretty funny, You got like people with pets that do crazy things. It's just nuts. Yeah. But I can tell you, people are glued to their phones, but I don't think it's that they're just jonesing to buy that next item on eBay when they're out with their friends. I just think there's something else going on. Piggy Ricky says donations can go down too. I'm wasting my time today sourcing in this heat. Yeah, the heat will just zap your motivation.
You have inside.
Biff Boffos deleted the Whatnot app, a better place to source and sell. I don't care about any of those social selling platforms. But I think that's kind of where things are going. And as eBay fails to market eBay to the younger crowd, other platforms like Whatnot are going to get their attention first. And those are the platforms that are going to start blowing up in 5 to 10 years. Those platforms might be more popular than eBay, because you have the older generation that remembers eBay and looks at eBay first. But how long are we going to be sitting around here for? I mean, at some point, the younger generation is going to take over. So, and that's why I just wish eBay, if they're watching, start marketing to the younger crowd. Get people in tune with going to eBay first. And, then, in my opinion, you bring in more traffic, then you can justify jacking up all these promoted selling rate, suggested rates and fees. But
yeah, did I tell you the other day when I was listing those shoes, it wanted me to promote at 12%. I was like, oh no.
Let's see. My son wants to know what I think about Shohei Ohtani batting first tonight. I think they're just going to let him audition for the Dodgers. Our season's over with. We lost Trout. I'm a downer. I'm going to watch him anyway, but I have no high hopes. So we always get our hopes crushed this time of year. So I'm just getting ready for football season. Well, next month I'll be getting ready for football season. But this is not a sports channel by any means. Industrial Crow says there has always been a summer slowdown. And unfortunately, I think
it doesn't stop, but it slows down.
I think people are in denial when it comes to that. Yeah. I mean, I don't care what you're selling. Just your traffic isn't the same. The number of people aren't the same. Let's see. Tommy says there's a slowdown in some categories, but not all. Right, not all. Just watch the Q2 results. They're factual data on not YouTube or seller rhetoric. I can tell you, I'm doing great. Tommy is probably doing great. You're finding the right things to sell and not the things you want to sell. Maybe things will pick up for you in the fall, but if it ain't happening in the summer and you're not okay with a summer slowdown yourself, it's time to pivot and do something different. PTS Treasure says, sold my last bathing suit this week. Only a few summer items left. Started to put up fall, winter to get ready for the next round. Listing backpacks next week for back to school. Yeah.
Perfect.
Always looking ahead.
Yep.
PJ's Ecom 2050. Greetings from Australia. Let's see.
I want to visit Australia. Do you?
I don't know. I don't want to get kicked by a kangaroo. I'm good.
Oh my God.
And they got the biggest spiders and stuff there. So maybe not.
Are you sure?
I think so. TikTok says too late now for summer items. Yes, preparing for fall. Yeah. And if you're buying stuff for summer, you're probably getting it on a heck of a deal.
You better hold on to it till spring.
Guide Guru says, what's up, guys? Finally got my Wi-Fi fixed and watched the live stutter-free. Awesome.
Woo, yeah.
Nothing like stutter-free unless you listen to me speak, and you're not going to get stutter-free all the time.
No.
Tommy Bernard says, always summer somewhere. Seasons don't dictate sales. Sure, they're slow, but never stop.
Yeah. Thank you.
Guy Guru says, I got a question. I recently changed my handling time from same day to 1 business day. It seems my traffic is down. Is it possible that is the case? Well, that isn't the entire case or cause. See, there he goes. I can tell you that everything, okay, eBay wants you to do same day. eBay wants you to give free shipping. eBay wants you to give free returns. eBay wants you to do all these things. And if you're not doing all of them, it's not going to kill you. But collectively, all these little things that eBay wants you to do helps you in the algorithm. So I think it's a small tick down from same day to 1 business day, but it ain't going to kill your sales if you're selling the right thing. You know, it could be the difference, though, between you have an item, your competitor has the same item with same day shipping. You guys have the same price, great photos, you know, the same thing that the person that is trying to buy it. I can tell you this, when I'm trying to buy an item, I will pay a couple bucks more, as cheapskate as I am, to get it tomorrow, to get it in a few days, not next week. If I see something that's going to be delivered to me next week, I go off and I look for something else. That's just the way I am.
You will add more items to the cart to get it to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. I'll do that thing where they give you $25. You spend $25, you get it tomorrow. I'll find something to buy.
Some random nonsense inside the cart.
No, because I'll buy those ice drinks. I like those ice drinks. I get those and they get them to me fast. I spend the same as I spend in the store. And that thing I picked up for $10, I get delivered overnight. So, but for me, it's I'm one buyer that likes to consider how fast I'm going to get that item. And if that's going to delay how long it takes for them to get their item, you could be losing some sales. Bearded PokeTuber says, I sold snowboard pants yesterday to someone in South Carolina. There are no seasons on eBay. I mean, people are getting ready for snow season, you know, and I can tell you they probably can find better deals right now for snow pants than they will be able to find them in the fall.
That's right.
Because people are trying to maximize their prices on those kind of things in season. Picky Ricky says, I've never broke 2K UK pounds in a month. You can. I can tell you, I don't know what the market looks like in the UK on eBay, but you know what? I'm guaranteeing that there's some sellers that have broken it. And it's if you look at what they sell, that might give you some ideas. Andy Reno says, okay, so we don't have to do anything to priority mail. What about envelopes from USPS? According to this, I'm looking at what Pirate Ship put out, but I don't think they put anything out. I don't think the envelopes change anything with that. So everything else is staying the same according to this. So don't, unless I'm wrong, put a rebuttal in the chat, but I don't think anything's changing with that. LSGS Rob says, I'm not ragging on James, and I appreciate the guy. He's a good dude, has a plethora of knowledge, in my opinion, regardless of the inventory. He's had bad and slow selling items listed. Yeah, and it's just the type of items, and I'm sure he's not going to be happy with me saying this, but I'm only here about being honest. I'm not here to fluff up anyone. The truth of the matter is, if you sell those kind of items, you're going to have a very slower sell-through rate. And, you know, 1 out of every 400 or 500 items, it can only work if you have a lot of items listed. But again, you know, who am I to tell you the right way to sell on eBay? If selling 20 items a month, and I'm not saying he does, he sells a lot more than that, but I'm saying as another seller, if you sell 20 items a month and you're happy with that, I'm not going to knock you. It all boils down to, are you happy with that? And if you're not, you're going to reach out and try to get some help. Tommy says, most viewers don't vet who they watch. When people start talking about who they watch, you can immediately tell their knowledge, sales, and future if they don't change.
Right.
But I can tell you there's some sellers that are YouTubers that have been around for a long time that just act like they are just on top of the world. And then you look at their store and you're like, really? I don't know. That's just me. That'll tell you what that YouTuber's real motivation is. Is it helping people, or is it finding ways to make money and making themselves feel good about themselves? Look, I'm probably the only YouTuber who's very self-denigrating. I will just tell you, look, I suck today, whatever, you know, and I don't care if it doesn't make me, I'm not here to put myself in a good light. It's never been about making myself look or feel better about myself. And there's been many times I'll put myself out there and you guys will tell me how it is. You know, hey, you should have done it this way. And I'm putting myself out there, making myself look worse than most YouTubers will. And it's not about me. It's about, the experience and sharing it with you guys. LSGS Rob says, if I had 50,000 items of free inventory listed, then I wouldn't be complaining about anything. It's also funny that the stuff he's been buying recently is selling faster than his 2+ year stuff. But that's just it. You're going to look, I got a lot of stuff in my other store that we have to go through and get rid of. I mean, it's just sitting there. It just sits there and sits there. We can change the photos. We can change the title. We can fluff it up. We can put as much lipstick on that pig as we want. And at some point, we're going to have to go in and liquidate it, donate it, yard sell it, whatever. Because I'm looking to find a way to make room for the stuff that is selling. And that's a very good strategy. I think you need to cut bait at a certain time. If you why would you go fishing? Anybody out there fishes? Why would you put a worm on the hook and just say, okay, I'm good for the next 4 hours? Any good fisherman will know that, well, guess what? If you're not getting a bite within like 15, 20 minutes, maybe a half an hour, maybe you should reel it in. Maybe the bait fell off the hook and maybe you ain't getting any bites because you need to do something different. So for me, I'm not going to be that fisherman. I'm going to start moving a lot of the stuff that's in our other store and start doing better.
We're going to be purging.
That is for sure. That is for sure. Roman says, I only watch Archie's YouTube channel.
Wow. You're not getting much there.
You got a couple shorts playing over and over and over again. That's where all your views are coming from, Archie, on that video. Yeah. John Doe says, it would be great if I could find 10 bolos a day and have a small store, but I'm surrounded by farmland and have Amish communities near me. I get by with what I can source. And, I think also we're limited to our environment. If you live in the big city, you're going to have more opportunities. That's why I think the perfect location to be in, if you're selling on eBay, is in a small town. Well, the actual selling part is in a small town, not near any big cities. If in a perfect world, but then you have to look at sourcing. Unless you're getting stuff like shipped into you like pallets and stuff, you got to be somewhere near civilization. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to go to yard sales. It's going to be hard to go to thrift stores. It's going to be hard to go to liquidation companies. So that's why we're kind of stuck here in the city. Wish it was easier to do when you're out in the middle of nowhere, because I think that's just the perfect. Work from home and have no one around you. That would be the best thing. Biff says, frankly, no YouTube channel has ever served as any kind of model for my business. I like the reselling chatter, but I feel like I'm the exception to all those how-to reselling rules. But it isn't, I can only speak for myself. This channel isn't like, okay, this is the way I do it, and if you ain't doing it, you suck, because that ain't it. It's about, hopefully I can maybe share some experiences with you that you'll be able to kind of fall back on and go, I remember John did this and it didn't work out for him, so I ain't doing it that way. Or I'm selling this, but you know what? I see that John might have tried this differently. I need to make some changes. So let's see if I can do what he did, like the whole opt-out thing with the international sales. And that's helped other people. I
mean, from everybody, you're taking a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you're making it your own. And even if you're not taking a little, maybe you're just making it your own by taking the information and using it as you're going to. I mean, somebody that I looked up to when I was, a young teenager, young adult, always used to say, when we'd get in trouble, I'm not here to scold you. I'm not here to get mad at you, but I'm here to give you advice to go forward in life. What you do with it is up to you. You can either take it or you can leave it.
Yeah. Tommy says, I'm surrounded by farmland too. We have 1% of the stores in Delaware. Most people have. But if you have farmland, I bet you have local auction houses. There's an idea, guys. They're gold mines. So I think sometimes...
I wish we had more farmland.
I think sometimes people don't try hard enough. Yeah. And I got to tell you, that was my
we
that was
were
my
one
fault
of
last
those
year.
people.
Yeah. But last year, look, I was so stubborn in my ways. And like, look, it ain't working here. Trying to get liquidation here. People told me about thrift stores. That ain't working so hot. And, where else do I go? And I was in my own way. And the moment that I decided to really take a chance, sell the things I didn't like to sell. And to be quite honest with you, lifting big sinks, 40, 50 pound boxes ain't good on my back. And ain't going to be good on my back in 10 years from now. But guess what? I don't worry. I mean, at least this last year, this 2023 is supposed to be, I thought was going to be a worse year for sales. And I don't worry like I worried with, with the money coming in. Things are great.
I was getting yelled at left and right if I bought something more than I was supposed to.
Well, that
back
issue,
in 2020,
that's
been
different.
an ongoing issue, but it was way worse in 2022.
There's always two sides to every story. See, the issue I've always had was because I'm the one that is the one that's doing the bills. I do the bills in the house. When you go out and buy stuff and don't tell me, that's a problem, because I want to know what's going on. I need to know where the money's going. And it's never been about what you buy. It's been about not talking to me. It's communication. I think that's the most underrated thing in this world. That
I have a problem with shopping. I love to shop. It's my therapy. I have no other way outlets. My family's not here, so I feel like I deserve to go shopping.
But talk to me first. Hey, that you could have bought that like in a couple days when we got paid. Let's not buy it now before we're,
No, sometimes I just gotta.
So now I gotta scramble around and move money around. So yeah, when you're in that position, communication is very important. But yeah.
Anywho.
So you guys get to see a lot of our inside. But this is real life. I'm sure that we ain't the only people that are dealing with a lot of these things. And why hide it? I mean, again, this goes to that comment I made that, we're not here to fluff ourselves up. We're just normal people. We have normal issues. I mean, she can tolerate me. I can tolerate her. And that's all that matters, right? We got James in the house. Hey, late by her. Thanks for being here, James. Let's see.
He said, but her.
But her?
But here, basically.
Okay.
Here.
Industrial Crow says, out here, when someone posts a sale, they don't tell you where it is. They think everyone just knows. Yeah. But you got to find out those hot spots and make it part of your routine. Kelly Deb says the prototype of the Sphere in Vegas is here in Burbank near the airport. Really? That's interesting. Is it actually something that they use?
Can you see it from afar?
Tell my daughter about that.
Yeah.
Devon says, I keep getting it wrong. It's Devon.
I'm sorry for him.
I'm sorry.
I
well,
apologize.
You know what? Look, you forgot it's Friday. I forgot the pronunciation of your name. So we're all kind of screwed up today. Andy Reno says, we used to have 3 auction houses around me before I started selling on eBay. I just went to them for the fun. I wish they were here now. Yeah. But don't stop searching. There's always someone out there that wants to move product. Jerry Johnson says, I'm here. Sorry I'm late. Well, that's all right. You're here. That's all that matters. LSGS Rob says, I'm doing great with clothes. Have just over 1,000 items, all clothes. There you go. Guy Guru says, yes, I have like 500 t-shirts, and there are some days I don't sell any, although not very often. Yeah. John, I'm sorry about your recent sale buyers. It's all right. Like I was talking to Archie about it. He was saying, maybe there's something I can do, and really I don't care at this point. If I receive that item back, then I receive it back. A lot of times I will, report to you guys things that I discover, and I think to myself, oh, this is interesting. Someone might want to watch a video about this particular topic, and I'll make a video on it. So I'll do I'll do some research, look for the tracking number, find all the information for the video. But if I didn't have a channel, I probably wouldn't be spending, half the time that I spend. I get a lot of people that put in the comments, man, you just spending too much time on this, move on. But it's only because I'm making a video about it. If I'm
otherwise, he takes no time.
I'll just move on. It's not worth my time. The only time I spend is when eBay wants me to whatever, deal with a return request or something like that. Roman says bulk is his hot spot. Oh, it's a bad place. I what killed me is when eBay had that relationship with bulk, and I don't know who they were trying to fool. But I wonder how many sellers they lost just from recommending that company, because that company, I mean, you're spending way too much on liquidation.
Yeah.
LSGS Rob says there's nothing wrong with enjoying what you do. And yes, everyone has their own thing of doing what I do, but my goal is to get this done as quickly as possible so I can enjoy my time.
Yeah.
But, I will fire up like tonight, for instance. I'll fire up the Angels-Dodgers game. No matter how kind of down I am on my team right now, I'm just kind of bummed out about it. I'll still watch. I'll put it up on one of my screens. I'll be working on the other, do a little source. Okay. Trying to get this on. Okay, hopefully we can get to you guys here in a second here. Always seems to happen. Okay, let's see if I can find it here. Hidden network. Wow. Why does this happen to us?
I don't know, but I do need to go to the
I'm
bathroom.
getting really irritated by this. Hold on.
Honey, it's back!
Okay. I was about to throw the hotspot on. Thank you, guys.
Brandy says, we can hear you.
Why does this always happen to us? I don't know what's going on, but sorry about that, guys. Let's see. PDS Treasure says, if you enjoy what you do, it ain't work. The struggle is real most days, but wouldn't trade it. I mean, if that's the goal, right? Who wants to go to work a 9 to 5? They hate their boss. They hate their job. They come home, and guess what? That upset carries over to whoever you're dealing with. You're now upset. Hopefully you don't kick the dog. It just puts sometimes some of the things you deal with at work put you in a bad mood. On my worst day at eBay here at home, it sucks, but I ain't that bad of a mood. I don't have to drive in traffic. I don't have to answer to nobody, just myself. Industrial Crow says, I've been doing this since 96. When I quit, I'm dead. I hope that's not the, look, I like it. I really enjoy what I do. At some point, I'm going to get a retirement. She's going to get a retirement. That's a ways away. And we'll just see how it goes, right? At some point I'm going to be tired of lifting these heavy boxes because that's what's selling for me. So I don't know. Let's see. LSGS Rob says, clothing is great, but it takes time to learn and can be a pain in the butt. Then again, that goes with any category that one decides to niche down to if they decide to niche. Yeah, but you're making it work for you. I don't think I can make clothing work for me. I just don't think I could. Of course, you got to find a good source. And if you got a good source, like for instance, I'll make a point here. Tommy kills it with shoes. I bought a bunch of shoes and it was okay for a while, but it, ain't great now. I still have about half the shoes that are in our stores and the stuff ain't moving very well. And boils down to because my shoes ain't even close to what Tommy has. So, let's see. Biscuit Bus says most liquidation wholesalers are worthless anymore. They've learned to cherry pick themselves. That's the truth. John Doe says, I'm not complaining. I do find good items to source, but I have to sell a lot to make a living just off of eBay. In 18 months, I've made around $45,000, getting better though at picking. And that's the thing. Just got to keep improving on that. That's for sure. Tommy says, even Roman takes the best women out of the containers before he shows us the rest. It's the way of the world now. All cherry picked. Tiff M. Law, thanks for being here. Hi, guys, from the Bay Area, California. Now, that is a tough place to really make reselling work, I think, because the cost of living is just so high. James says, much respect, John and Jenna. Thank you. You're very welcome. Just telling it how it is. I'm just going to give you my honest opinion. That's for sure. Tommy says Vendu has sales detection now and auto pull sold off the other platforms. That's the kind of changes that makes life easier.
What is Vendu?
Vendu is just a cross listing platform that allows it pulls, and a lot of companies have been working on that. Nothing worse than having an item sell here and then 5 minutes later it sells there. That's why I don't list something on other sites until it's been on my eBay store for at least 30 days. So I know it doesn't have a whole lot of demand. Purple Hustle says tips on reseller burnout. You know what? It's hard to give you tips on burnout because, I'm not feeling that way. Rarely do I feel burnt out. There's times I get discouraged. I think the one tip I can give you is always build in your week things that you can look forward to. So, like for me, it's golf, like go play a round of golf, or maybe it's let's go to a movie this weekend. Or, hey, we're going to plan a trip to California, or, hey, we're going to go see our friends up in New Mexico Labor Day weekend. Or, hey, we got the trip in Cincinnati. We got a lot of different things to look forward to. And if you don't have anything to look forward to, I think it's probably easy to get burned out because every day turns into the next.
Sometimes you just have to walk away and go do something that you enjoy, whether it's going to watch a movie or a TV show or, a YouTube video that is not reselling, a reselling topic. Just do something for yourself. Make yourself a nice dinner.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. I think self-care is a big problem in this industry. I think one thing that I want to do, is I can't just go on a diet. I'll just tell you this right now. I cannot stop eating the things that I like to eat. That's just my thing. But now I can do better with exercise. Of course, I'm not going to buy another exercise bike like I did a couple of years ago, and it turned into a damn coat rack. Not going to do that. And, even though I did use it every once in a while, but we have a gym here that's like maybe 2 blocks away. So my thought is, why not just spend like $20 a month, $15-20 a month, get the cheapest plan that they can, because I don't need no trainer. I just need to get on a bike every, so often, and maybe get some weights in and try to get myself into better shape that way. But that's called self-care. And I think sometimes we can get so caught up into our business because we enjoy it. Some of us enjoy it, that we just forget about the other things that are important. And, like the day, I don't know if you guys feel this way or not, but I think the older you get, the faster the days just go by. And you're like, wow, I just woke up. It's time to quit. I don't know. Let's see. Trying to get to some side comments here. We have Mike's in the house. Hi, I'm sorry I'm late.
Hi, Mike.
Thanks for being here, buddy. But the thing is, you made it, so that's all that counts. Lisa Source says, glad to finally catch you both live. Well, thank you for being here, Lisa. Bell Resell says, what is FlipCon? I'm still new to the reseller tube space. So FlipCon is a thing that they have. I think it's like in Florida. Maybe I'm wrong. I think last year was like in Orlando or whatever, and they had a select number of YouTubers that showed up or actually were invited to speak. And, for me, I wasn't invited, but that's cool. I didn't want to go anyway. But it's one of those things where, they have these things throughout the year. Then they have in October, the reseller mix or whatever it is that one of these other companies is putting on for like a 3-day deal. And a lot of the big time YouTubers come out for that. It's kind of cool to meet people. But then we're doing the reseller rally in September, which is put on by Craigslist Hunter Pete, Cincinnati Picker John, and Kevin Commonwealth Picker. So that is going to be a good time, I can tell you. And that's really just more about getting together and just socializing and meeting people, I think. Let's see. TikTok says, don't come to the South from June through August.
Yeah. We made that mistake. We went in July.
I was in Florida in August, the end of August one year, and wow, it was tough. Just the humidity. Brian H. is the most humid place that he's been to is Puerto Rico. Wow. And as far as UPS, Tommy says, union only cares about wages in the end because they get a piece and generally concede paid time off, healthcare, close to the deal. I quit in 2019. We were making $40 an hour for brainless work. Yeah. And I think there's just between the full-time drivers and the part-time drivers, there's different like work rules. Yeah. So they're trying to work through that. And I think that's,
well, I mean, we had the same problem at our place. Yeah. It was, it was basically the part-timers versus the full-timers on a constant basis.
Yeah. We have a Swamp Picker in the house. Thanks for being here. Awesome that you're here. Let's see. Biff says eBay is the only selling platform that has ever made a profit. Selling stuff on Whatnot is not scalable. There's only 24 viewing hours per day. Yeah. But you get a lot more stuff sold. You're just going to sell it at a smaller margin. And maybe, depending on what you're buying it for, you're not going to make anything but your money back.
I don't think it's a good place to do sourcing. I mean, in my own opinion. But then again, what you sell and what we sell are probably on different levels.
John Doe says, I have 2-day shipping, and many of the comments I get is fast shipping. Yeah, because eBay's told them they're going to get it on the 30th, and they actually get it on the 28th. They weren't expecting it. They think, wow, fast shipping. But how many people are seeing that same item being offered, and it says the 26th for delivery? Yours says the 30th. Let's just say the 30th. And they don't go for yours because they can get it 3 or 4 days faster. So I don't know. I just think that the faster you can get yourself to ship it out, the better it is going to be with your sales. Devon says they're supposed to have a defect in my shipping 2 weeks ago. I had to call them again. I shipped fast. Oh, they're supposed to move it from your account. Yeah, always stay on top of that, because when you get defects in your account, it can affect the algorithm in some way. Yeah. You want to keep your account health as clean as possible. Guide Guru says, yeah, that's a good point. I really, there's no reason for me not to. I've been doing some same day for years, just was trying to be more laid back approach. Yeah, I mean, my thing is, if you want to be successful reselling, you got to keep yourself uncomfortable. I mean, I could say, look, 3 days, I got 3 days, I can just, kick the can. But like, for instance, eBay told me that I'm supposed to send out an item someone bought at 10 o'clock this morning. I'm supposed to send it out on Monday. Well, I just shipped it out today. It's going to get there even faster than the buyer thought it was going to be there, because I don't want to deal with, if I can get it out and that's one less thing I have to deal with on Monday, then I'm going to do that. Dre Work says, PSA, another eBay glitch carrying into today. Ad tracking number drop down for items from the all order screen does not work. It only works from the plus ad tracking link under the item itself. Huh. I did that. Well, I don't know if that's something that just happened this afternoon, because I just pretty much about 8 packages for FedEx. I took my FedEx tracking number and added it just fine. So maybe that's just something that came up this afternoon. No One Designs in the house. Awesome. Thanks for being here. Yeah. And Jack, I don't think he's back.
Jack ain't back.
Hey, John, Jack, but he might come back.
Nope. And just to answer your question, No One Design, or your observation, yes, I am missing my nail polish on this finger because during shipping, it got caught and it flew off.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Let's see.
So now I have to do all 10 again.
Let's see. Piggy Ricky says they'll be pulling anything down that's naked unless it's a classical figurine with bits and pieces out. Oh. Yeah, don't know about all that. And then James says, thinks someone is obsessed with him. I don't know who that could be. I use James as an example because I think a lot of people know about James, watching this channel, know about James's store. And I use James as an example, again, because I think he's a unicorn in that it's going to be very hard to replicate what he does. That's just my opinion. I just think it's going to be very hard to replicate that.
I think that when you put yourself out there on YouTube, people use you as an example, whether it's in a good light or a bad light, unfortunately, just like they do with us.
Right. So like this evening, I'm going to watch Shohei Ohtani tonight on, the baseball game. I think he's a unicorn. He's going to be, kids can grow up and want to be like him, but I don't think many are going to be successful in being that person. You got to find out what works for you. And I think it could be Could be a happy medium. It could mean that maybe you have 5,000 items in your store, you just find the right thing. It could be that you only have 100 items in your store and you find the right thing. And whatever works for you is what works for you. There's many examples of it. But I just think that when we're dealing with different resellers and YouTube channels, I think he's probably the one that's been on the channel a lot, and he's more relatable as it pertains to larger size stores and what people already they've seen his channel and they understand what that is. Monica Schlottenheimer says hi. Well, hey, thank you, Monica, for being here. We like seeing new faces.
Hi,
that's
Monica.
for sure.
Oh, she has an owl. I love owls.
No Design says you ship the nail to a buyer, eh?
No, it was nail polish. See?
It's like this stuff that just like
it's gel nail polish.
Time to get some better nail polish. I guess we're gonna have to use that $10, but thank you.
Thank you, Noah. And now I can go on Amazon and buy myself some new gel polish.
And see, Nick Picker just dropped in here to say hi to James. So hey, how you doing, Nick?
Hi, Nick.
Didn't he win something?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Nick, did I mail a physical something to you?
I don't know.
I don't have my list in front of me. I think yes, I did. We sent him something because I remember writing it out.
And Nick says, "LOL, no one." I was thinking the same thing about the nail, but I almost sent someone a box cutter.
You got yes, he did.
I had to go back in the box and like check something, and I'm like, "Oh crap, what's this?" Well,
yeah,
always trying to give out free stuff to people.
Yeah.
Picky Ricky, I once posted my denture. How did you do that?
Well, obviously it's.
John Doe says, I did same day shipping for a while, but after having emergency and getting penalized for late shipping, I switched to 2 days. I mean, if you're in a situation where you just can't do it same day, then don't put yourself in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I mean, so go to the 1 day handling time if you have to. All I'm saying is to I think a lot of times we make changes as sellers and we fail to think about it from the buyer's point of view, the buyer's perspective. What is a buyer going to see my listing as? How are they going to compare my listing to the next person? And if I'm giving myself extra time, that's telling the buyer their item is going to get there a little later and they might go to someone else to buy that item. And that's kind of how I look at it. Tommy says, personally, I'm switching what little first class I have to priority UPS, but that has to depend on what you sell. It does.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of, like a year ago, 2 years ago, I'd say 3/4 of my stuff was first class. Now it's maybe 10%.
Yeah.
So, we've made the change, but there's a lot of folks out there that buy only small stuff that are going to be affected a little bit differently than we are. Yeah. Nick says, I didn't get it yet, but it may be in the mailbox. I haven't got the mail today. What did Nick get? What did he win?
Do you want me to go?
No, I'm just curious.
Okay, you keep telling me no. Well, I'm
asking out loud.
I have my memory problems that I can't control.
Yeah.
So,
you have a good
I don't
memory,
remember.
but it's short.
I think it was the poly. It was.
Nick knows what he won.
Yeah.
Okay. Kid Wilson 33 says, another advantage of getting back to part-time pizza delivery is I get all the boxes I need, small boxes galore and large boxes too. Spendo now. Well, hopefully you're not delivering stuff in spend zero now. It's like an O.
You spend zero.
That's an O.
It's an O, but that's what it's supposed to be.
So, I hope you're not sending stuff in pizza boxes. Let me just say that. But who knows?
I'm sure maybe he uses the boxes that the pizza boxes come in.
Andy wants me to show my toenail polish. You don't want to see my toenails or my polish. I don't use polish, by the way. See, I got the multicolor polish on my hands.
Multicolor.
Yeah, you just can't see it.
Oh.
Biscuit Butt says, John shows his hands in his listing, so he wants his nails to look pretty.
Not
my
very
videos,
often.
I every once in a while in the videos, I'll just do one of these, like how they kind of do the hand stuff to make your item look, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
So when I was selling those records, I had like a big tote of records and I was selling like multiple listings of different artists. And then at the end, I just did one of these like the casino dealers do. I thought it was kind of cool.
Are you being for real?
I am for real. I did do that. And that was one of the videos I could put in my listing. It was actually kind of cool. I had music and all this stuff in there. Ricky says, Royal Mail in UK went on strike last November. They lost many customers, including me. Yeah, because those people will move over
Royal Mail.
the UPS customers will move over to FedEx, and then they'll say it's not as bad as I thought it was, and they'll continue to do what works. And any disruptions, it does affect businesses. Tommy says Roman is swimming all the Hawaii first class packages now for us since they have to go ground. Maybe delayed a few minutes. Oh, jeez. Roman says, I'm using ground labels to send stuff priority. And then Noah Design, I think John wears nail polish. I only say this because he's nervous explaining on a live. No, I just don't know a lot about nail polish. It is what it is. I kicked off for nail polish twice while we're in LA.
Yes, off of my toes. He kicked me that hard.
Yeah.
Shohei hit a home run, and he flung up from the seat and kicked my foot and my toenail. Yeah. Half of my toenail got kicked off, mind you. Yep.
Yep. And it was and then she lost her concentration on the game, is more focused on
I didn't even get to see the play because he kicked me.
Yeah. Roman says Noah Design 2 nail polish is very popular nowadays, especially on dates. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't know about that, Roman. Steve Posti says, why would you put polish on a date? Ruins the taste. Wow. We're getting off the tracks here. Noah Design, Jenna, he's just jealous about your nail polish. You really wanted that color.
Yeah. It was color changing. It was called chameleon.
Yeah.
It was so
I'm
cool.
Just jealous about that. I did the lipstick thing on video, and I'm just dying to do nails. But So guys, we are off the tracks, and it's about 2 hours. So just want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys who hung in with us, not only for the live, but through a technical delay, like the 5-minute deal with this Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on.
It wasn't quite 5 minutes.
Well, it felt like it. But, again, thank you to each and every one of you guys for hanging out with us. Had about 150 people, and hopefully we have 150 likes. So before we go, hit the like button, guys.
Yeah, let's go. Get your sale.
It helps the channel. But I want you guys to have an excellent weekend. Don't forget, start working on your business policies or do your bulk edit, but be very careful with your bulk edit so you're not editing the wrong shipping. If you have priority, free shipping, you don't want to make that ground advantage because you want to keep that priority. But you know what? Figuring this all out is just yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent weekend, and we will talk to you here very soon. We'll see you on Monday for sure.
Bye, guys.
Take care, everyone.